Hello, Simon here from Gorilla Apps. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use action buttons in your client portal. So for those of you who are not aware, we have an app called Client Portal Builder in the Monday Marketplace, which lets you create and manage client portals directly from within monday.com. So let's dive right into it. Here I already prepared a test board, which is called proposals, and each item in the board represents one proposal. And our goal now is to show the data from this board on the client portal, which I have open in this tab here. And the client should then be able to accept or reject each of the proposals. And this is what we're going to set up now. And so first of all, let's start by adding this board data on the client portal. So for this, we'll head over to the Client Portal Builder board view. This is where you manage the client portal. And here we have all the pages of the client portal, and we want to add a new section to the home page of the type board table. And we need to tell the section where it should fetch its data from. So for this, I'm adding a new board source, and here I'm going to pick the proposals board. I have to give it a name, proposals, save it, and then select it here and make the columns visible. And now let me just quickly republish the portal. And now after we reload, you see the data from the proposals board already shows up here in the client portal. So now let's go back. Here in the board table section, now you can add buttons, and these buttons will then appear on the side of each item. And this is what we're going to do now. So let's add one button called Approve. The button is from type primary, and the button also needs an ID. This is an ID you can freely pick, and you will need it later on when you set up automations. I'll show you that in 2 minutes. So we'll just give this button the ID approve, and now we'll add a second one. And this one we'll call reject and give it the ID reject. And we want to have the button displayed as a secondary button. And so let's now republish the portal and now head over to the front end. And as you see, each item now has these two buttons we just defined. So we can even click them already. And but nothing happens yet, right? Because we didn't tell the system yet what to do when the client clicks on the button. So this is what we're going to do next. And for this, we need to go back to the proposals board. And what we want to do is when the client, let me just quickly reload this here. When the client clicks approve, we want the proposal status to change to approved. And when the client clicks reject, we want the status to change to rejected. So, and how do we do that? We set up an automation. Let's go over here and search for Client Portal Builder. And there's already a automation recipe prepared for exactly this use case. and we'll just pick that. And here it says when a button with the ID action ID. So this is the ID we just specified when we defined those buttons, right? So the first one was resolve, I think. No, it's just no. Sorry, approve. And so when a button with the ID approved was clicked, then we want to set the status to approved, right? Then let's create that automation, and then of course we need now the second automation, which also handles the reject case. When a button with the ID reject was clicked, set status to rejected. All right. Okay. So let's see if it works actually. I'll just quickly reload it, and now let's click approve, and yeah, the status got changed to approved, and it gets also reflected in the board, of course. We'll click reject here to also see if that status also works. Okay, got rejected. Perfect. So yeah, let's just approve the last one. And yeah, so now you wired up, or we wired up the things, and but the thing is, if we now reload this page, the buttons still show up, right? And this is probably not what you want. So we'll fix that. So I think like once once the status is set, we don't want these buttons to show up here anymore. So because then it's either approved or rejected, and yeah, and the buttons are not needed anymore. So for this, we'll head over again to the settings area of the client portal and go to the action buttons. And here you can add conditions under which define like when the buttons should show up in the client portal and when they shouldn't. And so we have to define them for the primary button, for the approve button and for the reject button. So let's start with the approve one. And here I'll just add a new condition, and let's say if status is empty, right? Okay, so it means like if the status is empty, the approve button will show up, and we'll do like exactly the same for the reject button. If status is empty, then this button should show up. So now if we publish it again, and make a reload here, as you see, the buttons don't show up anymore because yeah, it's prevented because of the conditions. So let's quickly go back to proposals and yeah, reset this status, and make a reload here. And yeah, now they show up again. So this is basically how the action buttons concept works. You define these buttons in the settings of your client portal, and then you hook them up with automations. So you're also not just limited to the automation I showed you here with the status change. You can basically trigger any kind of automation when the client clicks the button. Yeah, so that's basically it for now. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate and reach out to us. We're happy to answer any question. Thank you.